everyone. Welcome to S.O.S. It stands for Sisters on Shenanigans. This is our first episode, and pre warning, we are going to make a lot of jokes, and it may be. Just don't take it serious.
Don't cancel us.
Yes. Okay, so we were supposed to record this video yesterday, and this episode was supposed to come out today, but we had to postpone it. And Christmas, you want to explain why?
I got a little sick.
I told her this
Going on
morning.
St. Patty's Day, and I got a little too crazy, and then I got sick. So that's why we're doing it now. I'm okay, but beware, I might mute myself a few times just to kind of cough or sneeze.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, we do live in different states,
Yes.
but we are sisters. And so this is what we have to work with. I'm pretty sure in the future there would be episodes of where we are in person, but just for now, we are going to be going through Discord call.
Mm-hmm. So my name is Krismas now Gonsalves. I just recently got married, and then we'll go more into about that because that is our first episode. Wedding bells. Um, my husband, he's not here right now. He's outside. He's on the phone with his friends.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Christy. I'm younger than Christmas. We are 2 years, 3 years apart.
Yeah, 3 years apart. We're born on the same month and same day, but different year.
Hmm. Yeah.
So growing up, I used to hate like sharing the same birthdays with her, but now I feel like that's the only thing that's like kind of keeping us together. It forces us to visit each other. Up there, she's up in Minnesota, which is a little bit colder, and then I'm in South Carolina where it's warm. So right now, I'm experiencing the nice sunny weather with no snow, and today's supposed to be 81 degrees out.
That's crazy. Today is supposed to storm in Minnesota.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So winter is not over yet. It's sad because I think it's a spring thing. I don't know if it's all around the country, but um in Minnesota, I know that there's like this thing where they say is where gophers they come out, and that is like the first sign that, oh, they came out of hibernation, so spring is on its way. But we're having a snowstorm.
Isn't it
So
Groundhog Day?
it is. Oh my god, I thought it was a gopher. I thought it was a gopher, but only because Minnesota, we have the gophers. So yeah, that's what I thought
What?
it was. Yeah.
Gophers? You see gophers popping their head out?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's fine. Because I was like, I was talking to Jake, that's my husband's name. I was like, people always drink on St. Patty's Day, but there's a term for it, but I can't think of it. And now I still can't think about it. Like we did it. I used to live in Chicago for 4 years, and that's what people would do on St. Patty's Days, where they would just go out all day drinking. And there was a term for it.
Yeah, no, honestly, I don't even know either because I don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I don't have a need for it. I don't feel like it's necessary. But was it fun though when you guys went?
Well, I think the reason why you don't feel the need for it is because you drink almost every single weekend. No, but it's just an excuse for people to go out and get drunk. It's like the Irish thing. I mean, actually, I don't know. Let me see. Why do people drink on St. Patty's Day?
Yeah. Because that I saw a lot of TikToks being like it's kind of hard to celebrate St. Patty's Day because it's on a Monday and a lot of people were working Mondays. So yeah.
Oh, I mean, I guess it's in celebration of life of
Oh.
their patriots, Saint Irish Christians.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, people just. I mean, I just drink.
Yeah.
And I didn't even wear green. Can you believe
Yeah.
that? I went out on Monday with some of my coworkers and my hubby because he just moved down here from Indiana, and
Oh my god.
yeah, I was telling Jake about it, and he was like, "Hey, you know what? It helps us out."
Yeah.
Um, but we're getting a little sidetracked.
Yeah. So
um,
today's episode is based on wedding bells. So you want to
yeah,
go ahead and share your journey with us, with everybody?
yes. So, we can put little photos in, but I did get married, and I met my husband through a mutual friend, and he was up in Indiana, and I was down here, and I was visiting a friend, and that's how I met him. And I knew he liked me because he was so attentive to me, and I'll be like, "Oh, what the heck?" And so I went to the friend and I was like, "Hey, I think your roommate likes me." And he was like, "No, he's just being nice. Like that's just him." And I was like, "Oh no, I mean, I think he likes me, but that could just be my
Yeah.
ego." And my husband, he's in the army, and we started talking more when he was at his drill, and I asked him, I was like, "Do you like me?" And he was like, "No comment." But I was like, "Oh, I already knew you liked me. That's the answer that I needed."
Yeah.
And we just went on from there. So we've known each other for almost about a year, and then we were dating for only 3 months, and he proposed to me.
Mhm.
And the way he proposed to me was so funny because he had like this whole entire plan, like ready to go, but we were visiting his parents, and um I need a calm.
No, it's okay. No, when you told me that you were going down to visit him, and you know how you had Casey do your nails? When I saw
Yeah.
your nails, I was like, this is wedding nails. Like I'm already sensing something is gonna come forth. And I was right because he told
Yeah.
me first.
You know what? I We talked about marriage so much within just like the 3 months of us dating.
Mhm.
And it was kind of funny because like he kind of knew what he wanted in his life and in his path, and he was like ready to settle down, and I was also kind of like, wanting to spend my life with someone too.
Mhm.
And so we were talking about it, like, our ideals, and we were talking about our finances and, like, what we were wanting for our goals.
Girl, your eyes don't look open. They don't look open. I have to like make
Yes, I'm Asian. I'm chinky. Here, let me see. Can you see? And when he brought me to go meet his parents, I was like, oh, what the heck? I mean, I guess, like I guess he was like gonna pop the question. And I think we spent like 3 or 4 days with his parents, and I met like his grandma and his sisters and his cousins. And when he was like, it was like getting really, really dark on our last night there.
Mhm.
And I was like, I thought he was gonna pop the question, but it didn't happen, or so I thought.
Mhm.
And I was like, I thought you had like told me like you wanted to take me to this like beach, this water area because you thought it was really nice. I knew that he was gonna pop the question, right? But I was just kind of confused because we didn't go to the place that he said he wanted to take me, right? He's like, oh, it's so romantic and all that stuff. And so I was a little bit like, okay, maybe I was wrong, maybe he wasn't gonna ask me.
Mhm.
And I cried to him.
Really?
Yeah, I pulled a bitch move and I cried. I really thought you were gonna propose to me, like I mean I got my nails done, I like dressed nice, and I spent the day with you and your family, and I thought we were gonna go like our own separate place to like, I thought you were gonna propose to me because like why did you have this whole entire thing planned out for us?
Mhm.
And he was like, I know, but we just got so busy, and I mean, like, I wasn't gonna pop the question. Like, we just got so busy, and I just wanted to take you there just to take you there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then after, like, we ate dinner and I showered and I was getting ready for bed, and he was like, hey, do you wanna, like, go grab a midnight snack? Like, we can go to McDonald's and stuff. And I was like, I already showered. We just ate. Why would we need to go to McDonald's?
Mhm.
And he was like, oh, we'll get you ice cream if you wanted ice cream. So I was like, okay, I guess we'll go. And when we drove out. He lives in a area that's full of Amish people. So you see like a lot of horse carriage and stuff, and it's like pitch dark. Hey, there's no like
Yeah.
post lamp, no street light, no nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, what in the heck? And he was like, oh, let me show you one place real quick. This is where I went to school for elementary. And I was like, okay, like what the heck?
Like
And then we
that's
like, yeah.
I said at night. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it was kind of cute because it was a full moon that night too.
Mm.
So he like parked his car behind like the school, and he's like, "Oh, come out, come out! It's so pretty. You always say you don't get to see the stars because of the city lights and stuff. Here you can see the stars and you can see the moon also." And I'm like here, like, yeah, okay. I was just like, yeah, it's nice or whatever. And I turned around and he was down on one knee like this. And again, there was no light, so you couldn't really see the ring. It wasn't one of those boxes that had like a little light that shines down to it. It was just like box.
Yeah. Was it pretty dark out?
It was dark. Our only source of light was the moon, and thank God it was a full moon because I have bad night vision.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh my god, where are you going?" I looked down. He was on one knee, and it's so funny. It's actually kind of sad that I don't remember his exact words anymore because it
Really?
was so long ago. No, because it was like a mixture of him like about to cry and I think he was crying. He was like breaking down, and he was like, I can't remember.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
You
no,
were
that's so sad. What the heck? Oh my
If you
gosh,
were
that's
to ask
mean.
Jake, do you think he would know when he
Honey, come here. Do you remember what you asked me when you proposed to me?
Shit, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't
Uh,
know
I,
either?
I think it was kind of like, I know I can't give you the world, but like I'll try to do everything that I can to be a good dude for you. So really accept me for what I is.
Something along those lines. So he was like, "Oh man, I don't remember. I remember like, telling my girls all this, and I called you and I was telling you
Mhm.
about this. And it was like so heartfelt.
Mhm.
But now I don't remember. I was like, oh my gosh, that was so long ago.
Yeah.
When he proposed to me, my first thought was, oh my god.
Wait,
Because
hold on.
at
Hold
that
on.
time,
Sorry, your connection is a little laggy. Can you repeat what you said with that?
no, you're fine.
Okay.
So when my first thought was like, oh my gosh, like get up, because I myself, I'm currently in school and I'm on my career path to become a pharmacist. And right now, like I just didn't think it was the time for me to be getting married. And like right now, like despite us talking about marriage so much,
Mhm.
I didn't think I was going to be getting married until I was at least done with school and be financially stable because I'm a broke college student right now. And he was crying, but how can I say no to someone who's crying to me right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. So I said it in a really mean way. I was like, yeah, I guess. And he's like, all I heard was yes. And so when we went back, the first person I called was my best friend, Emily. And she was like, oh my God, congratulations. And then the second person I called was you,
Mhm.
where I was like, oh my gosh, like, am I in the right state of place to even be, getting married, to be getting engaged and stuff? And I don't remember if it was you or Emily that told me that, like, well, nothing's changed besides you having a ring on your finger. Like, it's not like you guys are like tying the knot right now. You guys are gonna wait. And that was one thing I was really grateful for Jake about, was that he was very understanding about me wanting to finish school first.
Mhm.
But of course, that didn't happen because we're now married. And fast forward 3 months later, we got married secretly.
Yeah.
So it was in December. It was actually on Christmas Eve, was when we got married, and we did it secretly. We didn't want our families to know because we didn't want them to feel bad that We didn't invite them because we eloped it. And girl,
Yep.
we got married by the vending machine.
Yep. I was there. I was recording a lot.
It was funny.
Yeah, they basically came up to visit us in Minnesota for the holidays and for their secret wedding. Um, and it honestly was not what I expected. Like, I thought that at least we would be in a private room where we could just, embrace what's happening right now and process it. But we were literally by the vending machine, by their bathrooms, in a hallway, just a couple of steps away from where everybody else is waiting. So it's not only just a private moment, it was everybody could see, everybody could hear everything. It was just everything. And the struggles we went through before you got married too was the ring shopping and all of that stuff. Everything was just hectic.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, and just trying to juggle all of that at the same time with still trying to process everything about the Airbnb and the Christmas holiday and your batch. Oh my God.
It
Thinking back
was
to
a
it,
lot.
yeah, thinking back to it now, it was so much going on in 1 week.
It was because me and Jake, we drove up there. So I flew into Indiana, and then we drove up to
Are you trying to pull up the video?
here, look.
Yeah,
We
literally.
got married by the vending machine.
Yeah, literally.
And it was, I mean, it's definitely going to be a story to tell to our kids later in the future. But yeah, so we drove up, I flew to Indiana and then we drove, I think it was like 9 hours up to Minnesota. And we got an Airbnb, and the Airbnb was such a headache because me and my sister, me and Krista, we booked the Airbnb 3 months ago and they didn't have all these rules on there.
Hmm.
And something must have happened within that 3 months for them to change the rules. But I didn't get notified. Usually I would think that they would notify you, but maybe I missed the email or something like that. But they did not allow us to have people over. And if we were to have people over, it would be like $20 per head. And even if they weren't staying the night, it was just like visiting, like,
Yeah, like just being in the house in general.
Yes, and then so we ended up like having to pay for a lot of people just to like visit or like help us drop off stuff or
Yeah.
help us like, prep food for the holidays, and it was just a lot. And then when we got married, when we were gonna get married, Jake did not have his ring size. And I cannot stress this enough to him about how important it was for him to figure out his ring size. Because again, he lived up in Indiana and I lived in South Carolina. So it's not like I can just go up there whenever, or like I can just shop for him whenever or see him whenever. We had to like make plans in advance in order for us to like figure these things out.
Yeah.
And so we did like kind of like last minute ring shopping for him, and it turns out that he has such skinny fingers. They did not have his size, so we ended up ordering it online.
Yeah.
And he wasn't going to get the ring until a week later. And I was like, you know what, that's fine because I'm going to be with you in Indiana for a month. We'll hopefully get the ring by the time I get back, like when we get back home to his house. But he did not get his ring until after I left back home to South Carolina, which was fine. But it was so hectic, and there was a lot of things during the wedding that did not go as planned. I wasn't expecting to get married in front of like again like in a hallway like that. And it felt very awkward. We looked like a bunch of little kids
Yeah.
in in like that little
Yeah.
like what do you call that? The seating area. Oh my gosh. It looked like a DMV where you would like
Yeah.
have a bunch of rows right there and you're just
Yeah.
sitting there. And here I am in an all white dress.
Yeah.
In winter, oh my gosh, it was snowing too.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be a courthouse wedding, and then it was not giving courthouse at all. It really was just giving a DMV. We
Yeah, it was.
yeah, and it was
But all this was really quick. It was really
yeah,
fast.
it was
Mhm.
probably less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, literally less than 10 minutes. It was so funny. Um, and we didn't, I think we did the batch afters
Yeah,
because you had to make an appointment, and we were supposed to make an appointment 14 days in advance, but we, um, we didn't know if we were going to come up to Minnesota or not because there was a lot of things that were going on with my work and his job.
mhm,
And so we were thinking about just canceling the whole entire trip
yeah,
itself. But then when I was looking it up online, they're like, I was trying to book it in advance or make an appointment in advance, but they said that they will only hold it for 14 days.
yeah.
And so that means like I had to do it 14 days before the actual day. And when that time came, the only day that was available was December 24th, which is Christmas Eve.
Oh, wow, it was exactly before Christmas?
Yeah, it was on Christmas Eve,
Oh.
December 24th.
And then after everything, we went to a rave. Uh,
We did.
yeah, we did. So we couldn't just leave it as it was or how busy it was. We add the cherry on top to make it even more hectic.
Yes, and we had to drive back home the next
No,
morning.
y'all went to Chicago.
Oh
Spent the night
yes,
there
we
in
did.
Chicago. And then you guys made it home. So you guys had
No,
like a little
oh
extra.
my gosh. Yeah, so after we got married, we had the bath, which was really nice because it was very intimate. It was just really like, my closest cousins, my sisters, and my brothers. It was the people that really mattered to me. And I a part of me felt really, really bad because we did it with my siblings and no one from his side was like here to like support him and be here with him. So I felt really guilty about that. But he was like, "Oh, it's okay because at the end of the day, I wanted to marry you more than anything." And technically, like we only had like your sisters and them there because we needed a witness,
Yep.
and the bachelor is more for you because your sisters wanted to throw this for you. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I guess. So yeah, so after the rave, we went home. Not home, we went to Chicago because I had dinner plans with my two best friends in Chicago. One of them lives in Cali. So the fact that like she was able to be in Chicago at the same time that I was there was very like it's hard to do.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh yeah, let's all have dinner together. So we went to our local bar. It's a Korean bar, and we went there and they were like, oh, we would love it for you guys to spend the night. And I was like, no, we can't because we have to go back home. We have to spend, New Year's Eve and all that stuff, New Year's Day with his parents. And they're like, well, it's just one night. Like, what if we paid for you guys? Like, stay here. And I was like, no, like, we don't want to. It's fine. It's okay. But, Jake ended up getting really drunk.
Yeah.
He got really drunk. It's so funny because the whole entire week when we were up there, we were drinking so much. And oh my gosh,
Yeah.
he held out. So
Yeah.
Jake is a lightweight, and he normally gets drunk off of 2 beers. So, but but he held on. He was strong for that. Um,
And we had a
yeah,
lot. We had a
yes, we had a lot. It's so funny too. We're gonna be going back and forth on this because
yeah.
it's funny. Um, I don't know why it slipped our mind. I don't know why we thought that we didn't need to go grocery shopping for Christmas dinner until Christmas Day.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, I think it was just more of like we were so excited to like actually like because we had so much planned. So we were like,
Yeah.
I feel like on my end, I was like just very excited. I honestly didn't fully think things through, and you know how I am. I'm a planner. So I'm a little ashamed that happened.
But
but
it's funny because I'm also a big planner
yeah,
too. But it just slipped our mind because there was so many things happening in one week, and oh my gosh, it was a lot. But if you think about it, we really didn't do that much that week.
okay, you know what? Let's try to recap our week, okay? So, you guys came in on a Friday, right?
No, we came on
Thursday.
Saturday night.
No, didn't you guys come a little early and you guys stayed at my house? And then
Our
when did the
Airbnb doesn't start until Sunday.
okay. So yeah,
Yes.
yeah, so you guys came Saturday night. The first night you guys came, we partied like hell. And then Sunday we moved everything to the Airbnb, which we still invited everybody over and we were partying again.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, what were we doing Monday?
We went wedding ring shopping for Jake.
Yeah, so we were
Mm-hmm.
at the mall all day basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then we drank again later that night. We drank like almost every single night, okay? Um Tuesday, damn. What did we do?
Tuesday. I think we got married on Tuesday.
Cause that's
Let
what
me
I'm thinking too. Cause
see.
I don't think you guys got married on the New Year's
Yeah, we
Eve.
got married on Tuesday because Tuesday is the 24th.
Yeah. So Tuesday, everybody got up early. We got her ready and
Mhm.
everything, and then they got married. And then we came back home, or back to my place, and then we drank.
Yeah.
And then we migrated to the house and drank even more over there. Wednesday, I believe, was the batch.
No, Wednesday was Christmas.
Wednesday was Christmas?
Yes, it's the 25th. So on the 24th, CJ was like, you guys know all the grocery stores are closed on Christmas days, right? And we're like, oh my God, why
Right.
didn't we? Oh,
Right.
it was, yeah. So it was like already 10 p.m. and here we are driving around everywhere to see if there's anything that is
Because it
going.
was, yeah.
Yeah. So and originally we were gonna have everything at the Airbnb, but because they had that rule, we moved it to our dad's house.
Yeah.
And we thankfully he was like, oh, I have like turkeys and ribs and stuff here, so you guys can cook here. And we're like, oh my gosh. And then on the day of Christmas, turns out that grocery stores were open.
Yeah. Especially the Asian markets, they were open. So we were like, okay, so we didn't need to do that, but at the same time, it's okay because it helped save us money too. So I was like,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, because we spent so much money
Yeah.
with just like the first 2 days or so, you know? And then Thursday was the batch.
Yes. And then we were gonna have a after party, like after wedding party on a Friday, but then the Thursday killed us. And so we were like, yep, no, we're not gonna go through with that Friday party. So we were just gonna settle down, relax. We only had one day to relax. Saturday came, and
But we
we got
still drank on I think we still drank on Friday though, did we not?
only like a little bit, but at least of that I remember on my end, because me and Emily, we were wasted from the batch.
You guys were dying.
We
You
shared
want to know a
we
secret?
shared a toilet bowl.
Yeah. You want to know a secret?
What?
Every time Emily pour me drinks, I'll be like this.
Where was
Pour
you
it.
pouring it to?
And that's why when you guys thought that, like, you was like, oh, she's not drunk. I was like, I've been drinking. And they're like, oh, Christmas can handle her liquor really well. I was the whole time, I was like getting so tipsy and so sick. I was like pouring them in like cans, like pop cans.
You know, you could just say you don't want to take it anymore, you know? I mean, the
And it was
future
so
with
funny.
this.
No, because it's somewhere along the lines, you guys thought that I was the one that suggested that I want to do a lap dance to Jake. And then they were like literally making me like do lap dance on them, be like, okay, you gotta do like this, and you gotta do like this. When you say, hey, do this, that means everybody leaves the room.
Yeah,
Get out.
dude, all of us, well, at least us girls that I can recall, we were pretty damn wasted, and I honestly don't even know where everything came to be. And the part that I felt so bad was when I dropped the Alfredo can, the Alfredo bottle.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I don't know why they trusted a drunk person to carry the stuff, and I dropped one of the cans, one of the jars of Alfredo, and we were short a can. I mean, a jar. Uh,
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. And it was right in front of the Airbnb door.
yes, it was right in front of the door.
Like the camera light lit up. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but it was just
Oh my gosh, yeah. So and then yeah. So I think on Friday night we did take it easy. We did drink a little bit.
yeah.
We took it easy, and then Saturday was the rave. And who did we go see?
Seven
Seven
Lions.
Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seven Lion was the header, but I was there for Midas. But we I think we left right in the middle of Midas because Christy was not feeling good. So we were like, okay, I mean, we're kind of tired too, and we have to drive 8 hours to go back to Indiana. So we should just head on home. And we went home. As you know, what happens at a rave.
Yeah.
So we went home, and I think Christy passed out, and it was me, Emily, and Jake. We were chilling, and we were up all night, pretty much just listening to music.
Yeah.
And we were talking a little bit. And Emily was like, "Do you guys want me to leave? I'll leave. You guys can spend your night together as a married couple. We'll leave." And of course, what happened?
Yeah.
Um, and then after that, we went home. But there was that little thing in the morning that Angelo brought home an old friend. Oh my gosh, that was crazy too.
Yeah. Like, if only you guys stayed that day,
Uh-huh.
it probably would have went even crazier. Because I wonder what Jake would have done as a military person.
I wonder what I would have done.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you probably would have been arguing with him or saying a lot of things, but at the same time, I can also see that you would have been just like me, where you're just sitting there, just eavesdropping. Yeah.
So who's gonna come out today? The angel or the devil?
Yeah. Basically.
No, he was out of line.
Yeah.
But well, when we got to Chicago, yeah, we met up with some friends, and they're my best friends, and Jake did get really drunk. And let me tell you, girl, right when me and Jake decided to go to bed, because I was not feeling the best either, because we've been partying every single day, and I was exhausted. We just came back from the rave. We drove 6 hours to Chicago. Me and Jake decided that we were gonna go to bed. Tell me why Tenzin and Pearl and our other friend Simon, they went downstairs and flirted with the receptionist, and they he opened the pool for them, and then swimming in their undies. I was like, oh, you didn't think to come wake me up?
They
I
did
want to go
that?
swimming.
That's so crazy.
It was crazy. Yeah, when I heard it, I was like, wow. No wonder they were gone for so long. No wonder it was so quiet in the room. But at the same time, I don't think I even realized that they were gone because I was so drunk myself.
Hmm.
And when we drove back, we spent, New Year's Eve with his family. And I stayed with him for the last remaining 2 weeks before I go back to school.
Hmm.
Um, I keep feeling like I need a cough.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
And after that, when I came back home, it was definitely the same for me.
Yeah.
But it was really hard on Jake, because it's it's different for him now,
Mhm.
it's not just him anymore. But for me, it's the same because we've been doing long distance,
Mhm.
and we've been living apart, and the only time we get to see each other is when we actually make the plans.
Yeah.
But for him, he was like, no, it's different because we're married now, and it didn't click in my head. I was like, okay, Um, I personally didn't think that anything's changed besides our title and all that stuff and us being married. And I was okay with us living apart because I mean he's in the military. What difference is it gonna make if he comes live with me and he still goes to the military? He's still gonna be far away. So it didn't make much of a difference for me, but he took it really hard, and he decided that he was gonna come live down here.
Mhm.
And the whole entire like finding houses, finding apartments, it was such a headache for me. It's like finding a car. And if you know shopping for a car is such a headache. But because he was up there and I was down here, I did a lot of like the house tours by myself and I did like a lot of the house hunting majority of the time by myself because he worked second shift. So he'll go to work around like 12 and then he won't be home till like 3 o'clock in the morning. And so, and he'll just pretty much sleep throughout the whole entire day. If you work second shift, you know
Yeah.
how tiring it is. And with me, like, I was just going to school because when after the semester ended back in December, I decided that I wanted to quit my job and switch to daytime classes because I was only taking night classes and it wasn't, progressing in the way that I thought it would or as I should be. So I decided to switch to day classes. And it was like a big change for me. And it was really hard for me too because I had my own bills that I had to take care of. So I wasn't working for like 3 months and Jake supported me within those 3 months. And he was like, I like really want to come live down there. So I was like, okay. So then while we were discussing that, while he's supporting me and all that stuff, and I had so much extra free time, I was looking at like apartments. And if you're wondering why I was looking for apartments, is because I was living with a family member, and I was, you know, rooming with them pretty much, and they were supporting me and financially supporting me when it came to housing. So I didn't have to worry about those days, but I still had like my own car to pay for, and I had like my phone bills and all that stuff. So it was just a lot of stuff that I had to take care of. And when we decided that we were going to choose an apartment, they took so long to get all those paperwork through. And I explained to them like my situation because when you rent a place, they ask for like your like the last 4 weeks of your pay stubs, they ask for your credit scores and all that stuff. And it was difficult for me. The ones that we chose requested pay stubs, but I wasn't working for the last 3 months. So I didn't have that money. But and despite us explaining our situation to them, they still wanted me to submit some sort of pay stub
Yeah.
that I had money. And so I was like, "Oh my gosh, what the heck?" And the whole entire process was so long, and Jake's lease was ending very soon too, and so he was gonna have to come down here sooner or later. And well, it wasn't sooner or later. It was like literally right around the corner. So because they were taking so long, we had to find a different place that will accept us and understand our situation. Thankfully, we were able to find one and we explained them our situations. And by that time, I was already working again. So they did ask that, like, oh, like if you can just send us like your job offer as proof of income, then you should be good. And so now we are living together in a 1 bedroom. Our patio is so nice and so big. And the area is good because I like where the patio is at right now because the sun comes up from this way, right?
Yeah.
And so it shines onto the patio.
Mhm.
And we don't have any furniture. We only have like a bed and some stuff for the kitchen. But gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And so far, living with Jake has been such a big blessing for me because a lot of the things that he does, he puts me into consideration. So I drive about an hour to school, and that's with traffic. And usually I'm always in traffic when it comes to school.
Yeah.
But now I'm only like 15 minutes away from school. And it saves me a lot of money on gas, especially when I'm going every day. And Jake was driving a little over an hour to go to his job for work too in Indiana. So in a way, this was kind of like a blessing in disguise. And even right now, like he's still supporting me financially because I'm not making enough money to pay for my own stuff. And some people may look at us like, oh, like you guys are not even financially stable. Why did you guys jump the gun of getting married? Why did you guys, not wait until you guys have some sort of money? Your life did not have to be as hard. You were living with your aunt and it seems like you were able to cover for your bills. So why did you decide to like get an apartment, all this stuff? And, I do think about that sometimes, but thinking back about it right now, I think this was a better choice for me mentally. Um, the money is definitely a little tight, I'm gonna be honest. Where, we are gonna be like struggling for a little bit. And like you said, the first month is always the hardest, but I'm more like in a quiet area so I can study. I'm now waking up every day with my best friend and we just went to Charleston yesterday. And back then we didn't get to do those things, so it's really nice to have that. And now that I'm sick as well, he has been so attentive to me. He takes care of me. He takes care of like a lot of the things for me, and right now he's probably cooking for me because I'm sick. So it's nice to have like that extra person to take care of you when you are not at your 100%, you know so in a good way to say it is, because I'm feeling like 60%, he is taking over that 40% that I'm not to make me 100.
Mhm. Yep.
So that's how married life is for me right now. And honestly, I did not think I would enjoy being a wife as much as I thought.
Why?
Wait, wait, that didn't come out right. I didn't think, wait, that didn't come out right. No, no. So, I no, I'm enjoying being a wife more than I thought I would. There you go. Okay, so no, no, no,
What do you think you weren't gonna enjoy though?
no, 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 no. That's not what I meant. So you remember when I was telling you, when I was still living up there in Indiana for that 1 month, and you're asking me like, "Oh, how is it being a wife?" And I was like, "Wow, I actually really enjoy it because like I enjoy like cooking for him." I'm a big mama bear. I'm a big like that's how I show my love. It's like a lot of like active service. And so like staying up all night, timing like when he's gonna come home so that when I start cooking, his food will be like really warm and fresh for him. Like I really enjoy doing those things. And I enjoy like going grocery shopping for him and with him and, doing all these little things and stuff. It brought a lot of joy to me. And I thought I was gonna be like overwhelmed and stressed out, because my choice of men have never been the best. And, based on our family history, we didn't think those things were a possibility for us. But now, like, I really enjoy like just taking care of him and, you know, taking care of the things that he doesn't have to worry about. So I
What I like to say is I like to make your life a little bit easier for you. A little bit more convenient.
mean, yeah, that too. But there's a lot of things that come into play. I got really, really lucky with Jake because he also helps me out a lot too, like
Mhm.
I was just talking to you about this earlier where I get like frustrated a lot and sometimes I get, overstimulated a lot. I'm a person who gets overstimulated a lot.
Very cool.
And yeah. And Jake is really great at handling those things, and I was thinking like yesterday when we were driving up to Charleston, I was like giggling to myself. And he's like, "Well, why are you laughing?" And I just kind of burst out like, "I am so lucky that I have you." And he's like, "Why?" And I was like, "Because like, I was thinking back to some of the similar circumstances that we were both experiencing, but like vice versa, like me being drunk versus you being drunk and how we approach those things is so different. Like
Do you
me,
approach him being drunk?
huh?
How do you approach him being drunk? Like
No, no, no,
how do you
like how he handled it. You know, like how I was telling you, like
Well,
when he was
how
drunk, I was like, "Oh my god, like you're throwing up everywhere!" Like, "Oh my god, like it's
you're
on the
like
sheets and
that?
stuff."
You're like that?
I I kind of got a little overstimulated because I don't really, you girl, you know me, I don't really deal with that, you know.
You're like that person who would just leave your friend to sleep on the couch with no blankets and pillows. Those
That's
guys.
not true, okay? Because it was just more like damn, like if he threw up, like I would not have taken off his shirt.
You, oh
I
my
was like
god.
wiping down, like oh damn.
Oh my god.
No, it was Casey, and they were like, oh, like take off his shirt. And I was like, oh, okay, okay.
Oh
Like,
my god.
oh, okay.
Oh my god. He
Because, like,
threw up on himself?
he threw up on the like it was like kind of like when like okay, so imagine me laying down, right?
Mhm.
And he threw up. When he threw up, he did this like that, and then got on him and on the bed on the blankets. And so I was like, oh my gosh, and I was like wiping his shirt and stuff, but I didn't think to take it off. And honestly, like when he threw up again, I didn't think to grab a bag because like I was it took me by surprise. And I was like literally holding like his mouth like this, like don't throw up. And his cheeks was like filled with puke.
You know what? Remind me to never let you ever take care of me when I'm drunk because I do not
Oh
want to
my
experience.
gosh. Yeah, and then Nali, our cousin, she said, "Oh, give me the bag. Like I'll give you the bag and stuff." And she gave me the bag. And she's like, "Let go of your hand." And I was like, "Okay." And I let go, and then he threw up everywhere. But
You saw, so you plugged the source where the puke was coming. Wow,
yeah,
you bitch.
literally, because like I was like, "Oh my god."
Oh wow, wow.
Yeah, he was. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. He was super drunk, and then when I got drunk,
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm a good drunk. Okay, I normally wait until I get home, and then I'm like, okay, I need to throw up. Now I am. Now I am.
Didn't that happen at St. Patty's Day though, where you were throwing up in the Uber? Isn't that what you told me?
Okay, this is disgusting. I don't even want to tell you.
Wait, just say it. What happened?
Okay, so in the Uber, I don't know why. So Jake sat in the passenger seat, and I sat like on the back with Caitlin, right, one of my friends.
Mhm.
And I don't know why the Uber driver like made me feel like I was driving like this, you know.
Oh yeah,
It was making me dizzy.
it's the motion sickness. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Did you throw up in his car?
no, because I knew that we would get in trouble for that, like, or get charged for that.
Yeah.
So I swallowed my puke.
You swallowed your puke?
Yeah, I had to. There was like no bag, no nothing. And girl, you know I'm cheap, okay? And I'm not about to pay for another service because that Uber bag was like freaking $55
Oh my god.
to go back. And we live like what, freaking 10, 15 minutes away. And so, yes, don't cancel me for this shit. But yes, I swallowed my puke. And you wanna know something? I puked 6 times.
And you swallowed your puke 6
Yes,
times.
I swallowed every 6 times.
Oh my god.
You know what? Like I had to.
Oh girl. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. But thankfully, like I think the reason why I got drunk so quick was because I didn't eat, right? So when
Yeah.
I threw up, it was all spit, okay?
No, girl, that's straight up stomach acid. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean I didn't taste anything there.
Oh my god. Oh, why didn't you tell the Uber to pull over?
Because you can get kicked out, can you not?
Oh, I don't know. I don't take Uber.
Because Uber drivers, they can like they can be like, hey, you know what? I can't. Like, you gotta go. Like, you got. So
Mm.
yeah, you know, I
Mm.
mean that's what I think, right?
I don't know. I
And
don't take Ubers anywhere.
yeah, so I um I threw up 6 times in the Uber, and then when I came out, I puked on the bushes. And yeah. And again, like I said, it was just all spit because I didn't eat anything. And so when I came in, like I just laid out and Jake, like he did such a great job. He took off like my lashes and I took off my earrings and I gave it to him and I passed out and he brought the trash can to me and every time like I was throwing up, he would like wake up and like hold my hair and stuff and give me water, even though he was also very tired himself too. So the way that we approach these days is like so different because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, like what do I do? Like, oh my God, like I got overstimulated when he was drunk. Whereas with me, he handled me pretty well. And I was like, oh, and now like when he was sick, because Jake actually got sick before I got sick. When he got sick, I had school and I had work, and I was just like, okay, don't forget to take your medication. Bye. But whereas he would like literally come up to me in the morning, wake me up, here's your medicine, take your medicine, here's your water, and then he'll leave and bring back like a cup of tea. And he's like, here's your tea, make sure you drink your tea. Come here, let me rub some tiger balm on your throat so your throat is not sore. So he's very attentive to me, whereas I'm like I could do better.
Yeah, you can.
I could do
You
better.
kind of like panic. Or like you're like clueless. Your brain doesn't work when those things happen. Like there's no common sense in your brain when things like that happen.
What's so funny? Because I was just saying that my love language is active service,
Yeah.
but not in that type of active service.
Which don't make sense.
Yeah, no, because like when I was like, and then this morning, no, it wasn't this morning. It was yesterday morning when I was like feeling really, really sick. He woke me up and he gave me medicine. He made me my cup of tea, and he got the shower ready for me. And I just like was not like in the mood to like get up to shower because like I just wasn't feeling good. He like he doesn't like to shower with hot water, but I do, and he also, couples do this. Like we shower together every majority of the time. We tend to shower together. He's not like that. He strictly believes that showering is me time, right? But the fact that like he was willing to like go shower with me just so that I can wash my hair and wash my body, because again, we just went out all night and I passed out. So he took care of me, and then we went to Charleston, and he made sure that I was hydrated, and he gave me like a lot of electrolytes and a lot of Gatorade and all that stuff. And came back, and I still wasn't feeling well. And he was like, "Well, we went to the beach, so we have to shower." Again, he sacrificed like showering with hot water, not necessarily burning hot water, but like a lot warmer, a lot hotter than his usual showers. And he'll go in there with me again and like wash my hair and wash my body and all that stuff. And again, he'll put medication on me and rub like tiger balm on me and give me medication. So he's very attentive to me, more than I am to him. So that in that aspect, I'm also like that's why I feel like really lucky to be with him and to have him in my life. And everyone always says like, "Oh, like you're so lucky you found him." My girls, they always tell me like, "Oh, you're so lucky that you found him." But I always tell them it's not like he just popped up on my door. You know? I literally had to go out there searching for it. It's funny, we were just talking about this, right? Because like I said, I used to live in Chicago for 4 years and Jake lived in Indiana, but he went to Chicago a lot. And we were like, wow, this whole entire time we could have met each other a lot sooner. And I was like, well, I was out. I was out. He went there to go see one person.
Yeah.
During that time, he was talking to somebody else. And it was funny because we were talking about it. And I was like, I was out there. We could have ran into each other if you was out there too. But no, you went there to go see one person and y'all did nothing but stay home.
Yeah.
So, but even then, like, I'm still, very grateful to have him in my life because he definitely does make my life easy. When I don't want to go get gas, he puts gas in the car.
You know, that happened a lot when you guys were up here. Every time you didn't want to go do something but you knew you had to do it and you're supposed to get it done, but you're like, I don't want to do it. You're always like, oh, can you go pump gas in my car? Can you go pick up Gamong? Can you go pick up Emily? Can you drop them off? Like, can you do a beer run? Like,
He
yeah,
would do it.
yeah,
No
he
questions
would.
asked.
He would.
No questions asked. He
Do you
would do
ever
it.
feel bad for like telling him to do things like that?
Of course I do. But am I gonna
But
stop?
you don't seem like you don't feel bad.
I do feel bad. That's why I, return the favors in other ways.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Well, no, I cook for him a lot.
Yeah.
Girl, I don't know. What was you thinking?
What was you thinking?
You
Cause you were
thinking
giggling.
something?
No, because you were giggling, so I was like, okay, yeah, okay.
No, I do, girl. No, so I do like cook for him. And when he was sick, I did rub Tiger Balm on his throat and in his head.
Yeah.
And I always offer to massage him, but no, I mean, he's not like that. He wants to be the one giving, not receiving.
And I feel like that's a little bit of his ADHD problems too. Where he can't really just stay still and accept it and let it happen to him. He has to be the one to like fidget around.
That's not ADHD though.
Is it not?
No, I just think that he just has that preference.
Where he just can't. I swear to God, he can't sit still. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Really?
He can't stay still. Like even if he's just sitting there, he will still like fidget his fingers or like move around, jump around. Like he would still constantly be moving. You don't know that? You didn't realize that?
I mean, I know he shakes his leg, but I thought. I mean, I do that too.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a doctor here, so I can't like diagnose him with ADHD, but he is giving ADHD.
He's giving ADHD
Yeah.
vibes. No,
Like,
no, he's really sweet.
Yeah, like right now, oof, he is
And
definitely golden retriever energy. But I think you are also a golden retriever energy too. But there are times where you are a black cat. Do you know what that is?
no.
So black cats are people who are like more nonchalant, more chill, more like subtle, and like just relaxed. They can just do their own thing. But golden retrievers are the hyper ones. The
I mean, yeah, I know
personality ones.
that, but I didn't know what black cat was.
Yeah, black cats are just more like you know how handsome they are, where they kind of just do their own thing. They're kind of chill, laid back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But people like you and me, we're more golden retrievers, but we talk a lot. We're very energetic. We're very hyper. We're always like on go, on go,
No.
on go.
So I always say I'm an introvert, extrovert.
Yeah, what is that like? Where you're a bit of both?
No, so I'm an introvert, but I'm an extrovert with just my circle.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's me too.
Yeah.
I'm definitely more shy and more quieter in a big group of people we don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like this. We have the resting bitch
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
And people be thinking that we're mean and we're judgy and stuff.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just part of being an observant person. Like we do judge.
Mhm.
Everybody.
Yeah, I think everybody judges. They just don't want to admit it. Yeah.
No. But yeah, so moral of the story, yeah, I'm very grateful to have him. He definitely does make my life easier.
So, how do you like marriage life so far? How long have you guys been married? January, February, March, 3 months. Almost.
It will be almost 3 months. Yeah, almost 3 months. I do like it because I'm a messy person.
Mhm.
I used to be a clean person, but there are days where I am messy. Like my clothing are on the floor and stuff. So he takes care of that. And I make it sound like he's my slave.
Yeah.
But he's not
Kinda.
my slave. No, he's not my slave. He just prefers things in a specific way. Like the bed is made and he makes his bed every single morning. And I don't. Okay, I never make my bed.
Yeah.
it's nice, like, especially, like, when I come home and I had a stressful day at work, and it's nice to just come home and be like, "Oh, the bed is made." It definitely makes my day feel better.
Mhm.
So he definitely takes care of me a lot more than I would take care of myself, you know?
Yeah.
And, he'll most time have, like, dinner ready for me or lunch ready for me most times when I come home.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so because right now, typically I would cook for him, but, right now he's been taking over that for just, I think, like, today, yesterday, and the day before that, but, probably just because 'cause I'm not feeling well. Um, but, I mean, he enjoys cooking too, so, and another good thing about being married to him right now is that he does the dishes.
Yeah. Yeah, when
Does
you
the dishes.
when you told me that he actually enjoys washing the dishes, I'm like, "Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Somebody actually enjoys washing the dishes."
Yeah.
Like, for me, I would say that washing the dishes is like, it used to feel, like, so horrible, like, that was, like, a job nobody wanted to do, right? But now actually living on my own and living with the boys, yeah, I prefer to wash the dishes too. It's just not a favorite thing. Like, I would
Yeah.
love to, like, put something on to, like, distract me and, like, to kind of,
Is it
like.
because the boys don't wash it clean?
No, it's because, in Minnesota here, it gets really cold. So
They
I
let
just
it
wanna.
stack up.
Huh?
They let it stack up.
No, no, I don't wanna be that person to go around the house, grab the trashes, and go carry them outside, cause 'cause it'd be too cold for that. So I'd rather have the boys suffer and go, pick up the trash and go outside where it's cold, and me washing dishes where the water is warm. That's the only reason why I like it. And, like, in the summertime, you know how trash
Mhm.
cans, they tend to have, like, maggots and stuff, like, that's a no-no for me. Nope. I'd rather just suck it up and wash the dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, going back, because I feel like we we got sidetracked it so
Yeah.
much. We might have to you might have to edit. But yeah, so now our family knows that we did get married.
Mhm.
But we didn't have like the wedding yet. We just eloped it. And of course, our plan is to have a Bollywood wedding because he's Indian. And I'm Hmong, we're Hmong, and he's Indian, and we always see like you know, a basic American traditional wedding, and we've seen like Hmong weddings and stuff. And he's the only son in his family. So, in honor of like, his family and his parents, we wanted to have a traditional Indian wedding. And, not only do we get it to experience that and it'll be something different for us, but, it's something that his family can, really enjoy doing, so our plan right now is after, I'm done with pharmacy school, which is 4 years. So I'm just doing my prereqs right now. If you know about pharmacy programs, it's a 4-year program. So I have 4 more years, and then when I'm done with my pharmacy program, then we'll discuss about like having the traditional wedding. We haven't necessarily decided where we wanted to do it yet, just because again, that's not until another 4 years. So that's kind of like our mindset right now. But he is planning to re-enlist to the Air Force instead of the Army this time. But I don't want to say too much about that because nothing is for certain yet. Because we haven't had like the final say, and from them we haven't heard back from them or anything like that, or kind of know where he's heading towards. So I'm gonna be a little bit lonely and sad, but at least I'll have the place to myself, and I can study. I can not feel so suffocated, I guess, in a way, living in my auntie's house because she has a lot of kids. Um, so that's our plan right now, and I mean, yeah, I'm excited.
Mhm.
Thankfully, it doesn't have to be right now,
Yeah.
and because I don't know anything about Indian traditional weddings, I'm kind of letting his mom handle all of that. But again, it's not going to be happening anytime soon for us to have the formalities and the receptions and all that stuff.
Yeah. Are you guys
Yeah.
also gonna have like a little mix of American wedding too, or no?
No, I think we're just gonna do strictly just traditional because that's more money.
You guys don't think about doing a Hmong wedding either?
I don't want to do a Hmong wedding, just because I feel like at Hmong weddings people drink a lot just for that, and I don't want it to just I don't want it to be about them because
Yeah.
I feel like the drinking is fine, but it's the aftermath of people drinking is
Yeah.
what's making me nervous.
Yeah.
hmm What about you? What about you?
Well, I would definitely love to have an American wedding, but it is very pricey and um yeah, it's just very pricey overall in general. So that would like be like later on. And I don't know if we would have the social battery of even doing an American wedding, honestly, because me and Zoo we are both very let's get this over with, hurry up, like we don't we rather just get it over with and quickly done, so that we could just start living together and actually like start just our life together. Um, but for sure is a Hmong wedding because his parents is very traditional, and spending the 8 years with him and his family, I have definitely grown to like the Hmong tradition a little bit more than than what we were raised to know about it and the when we were kids.
Yeah, we were a little whitewashed.
Yeah, and it's just like we weren't as cultured, so spending a lot of time with his family really showed me a different perspective of it, because our family and the way we view the tradition is very different, and it's not as strong. It's really not. And our side is just too toxic in the Hmong community. But his family, the way they show it and the way they are, it's just um shows me a whole different perspective of something that I didn't think existed. Didn't think was
Oh.
like a real thing. Yeah. But yeah, Hmong wedding it is for sure because his family is traditional, and even though like he doesn't want to drink a lot either, we kind of just want to do it for his parents. Yeah, because if we get married, I think by that time would be um, he's gonna be the first son to get married. Yeah.
Because he's the only son too, huh?
No, he has two other brothers, but his older brother is both of his brother actually are more people who just like to stay home.
Hmm,
And
Excuse
they don't really like go out a lot. They
excuse me.
prefer family they prefer family presence more than outsider. So they kind of just like the only time that they go out is when they're with family. Yeah. So they're kind of just
Oh,
homebodies.
homebodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jake is more of an extrovert than I am.
Mhm.
I'm more of an introvert too. I'm a homebody, but Jake likes to like go out and exercise and work out and stuff.
Mhm.
His family, I think they're pretty laid back too. But dad's side of the family, they're more like the going out and doing all that stuff.
Mhm.
So in a way, he kind of fits in with them, and I fit in with his family. They're
But
pretty
it's good at the end of the day.
mhm, meant to be,
Yeah.
meant to be.
He fits really well with us siblings too, which is good.
Really?
Yeah. I think he and Zoo they could literally be like buddies. Like I could see them being pretty good friends actually, like outside of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you and Zoo broke up, they'll still be in contact with each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, what's Zoo doing? What's Zoo doing?
Girl, the roles are switched. What if you and Jake divorce? Then they would be
No.
friends. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but no, I can see them as pretty good friends though. I feel like they have well, actually I don't know if they have a lot in common, but I feel like they just don't know when to stop talking to each other. They just talk and talk
Really,
and talk.
like Zoo's a little quiet.
Well, because Zoo's more of a listener, but because Jake likes things that Zoo also likes, they could just go on and on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah, Jake is definitely more of a listener too, but if he has to talk, he will talk.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, Zoo, he's a quiet one. He doesn't talk a lot unless it's like you're asking for his opinion and stuff. Yeah. But one thing I love about Zoo is that he is a very straightforward person. He don't care if it's what you wanted to hear or if it's not like what you were expecting to hear. He's gonna say it. It's
Like,
always
shouldn't it be more like more on the sensitive side too, though?
no. I mean, it depends on how you approach it. If you're like, I'm not asking you to solve my problem right now. I just need you to comfort me and be there for me. Then yeah, he would adjust. But if you're like, I need advice, he would tell you straightforward. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, I think Jake sugarcoats a lot of things for me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, cause I've never actually witnessed you guys arguing like that.
Well, we actually never argue.
Well, I mean, like disagreements, bicker, you're fed up,
When
overstimulated.
we have disagreements, this is also another thing that I love about him is that Jake really knows how to control his feelings,
It's that
right?
military shit.
Yeah, yeah. Because like I said, I get irritated, I get frustrated like that,
Hmm.
and I get overstimulated really quick too. And so, like when we have disagreements and stuff, like he's really good at like calming me down. So he's my emotional rock.
Hmm.
And he's really good at be like, hey babe, like that's not what I mean, like he's it's really hard for me to argue with him
Yeah.
because he doesn't give me a reason to argue back, right? Like, for sometimes some girls
Well,
like they
it's
have an
like arguing with the
issue
wall.
arguing. Huh?
It's like arguing with the wall.
Literally, yeah. So you know how some girls will intentionally like start drama because they're bored?
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I did that too with him. I just wanted to test it out. I just wanted to test it out to see
Uh-huh.
how he would respond or how he would be like if he gets mad. And I know that's wrong. You should not do that. You're playing with someone's feelings. Okay, but okay, let me figure it out. So, it was really hard for me to like even start an argument with him because of the way that he was responding. That made it really difficult for me to like continue on, right? He'll
Hmm.
be like, "Oh, what's wrong? Did I do something?" And I'll be like, "Who's this girl?" And he's like, "Oh, who? Let me see. Oh, that's my friend from the military. Yeah, she's pretty cool. Yeah." I was like, "Why? Why you liking it?" He's like, "Oh, because it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, you should see some stuff she does. It's pretty cool." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, like it's like it's things that like I can't really argue back with because he's being so genuine with it.
Hmm.
And so like we don't really argue, we don't really like bicker or fight because he's just the way he approaches things again, like I said, is in a very calm way,
Hmm.
you know. And you can't be mean to someone who's being really nice to you. It's
Yeah.
just hard. Um, so I'm grateful for that too.
Hmm. Hmm.
And like us girls, when we laugh, we have the tendency to hit. We
Yeah.
have the I yell at him a lot. I'll be like, "Oh my god, you're not doing this right. You're doing this wrong." And he'd be like, "How you want me to do it then, honey?" And I'll be like, "Oh, okay, you do like this, okay?" He babies me a lot.
Yeah.
Is what he babies me a lot. I'm very spoiled by
Yeah.
him. And when you ask guys like, "Oh, can you massage me?" and they like massage you for like 10 seconds, and they'll be like, "Okay, I'm done."
Yeah.
As us girls, we like massage and we do
Yeah.
it for a long time. Jake, he does it for a while.
But because he probably enjoys doing it though.
Yeah, he does. I think he does. Like I said, he's the only son. Not only is he the only son, he's the only boy in his family. So
Mhm.
all his cousins and his siblings are girls, right?
Mhm.
And I think that gave him like a more sensitive side to him. And he's just genuinely very kind. He's very I do not deserve him. But he better not leave though, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny now that I'm thinking about it? They're both raised by their sisters or surrounded by their sisters.
Oh, Zoo and Jake.
Mhm.
But Jake is not straightforward like that though, okay?
Yeah.
He 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 like, peels it really easily for me first.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's just because he probably assumes that I'm gonna be like, "Ah,"
Yeah.
which could be true, the world
I
you never
mean,
know.
it helps you out, so I guess it's working.
I am less angry. I'm able to express myself a little bit better just because, they say like monkey see, monkey do. You
Mhm.
start to, you know, adapt to like, you start to not, what's that word? Inherit, no. Where you like, when you start to have a little bit of your partner's personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something like that. So him being like that, I kind of like adapted some of his personality.
Mhm.
Like, oh yeah, I'm handling things in a more different way, in a more calmer way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do not know what this guy seeing me, but I'm lucky he thinks I'm cute.
You should
I'm glad he thinks I'm cute.
Do you guys have those moments where you guys are just like before going to bed, you guys are like laying there on your phones and then you guys end up having like a deep conversation? Do you guys have those?
Um,
It's
I
touching.
don't think we do as much
Uh-huh.
anymore versus when we were like in long distance over on the phone call. Um, because right now, well, I mean, as you know, like right now, most of our nights we're watching Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
That's our show right now, and a lot of times it's either I knock out first or he knock out first, and so we don't really have those moments anymore as of right now, just because we're doing everything that we didn't get the chance to do when we were long distance,
Mhm.
and it was really hard for us to like watch like Netflix together, Like we'll be online, like we'll be on FaceTime with each other, and we'll be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll click like play at the same time, and we'll count the seconds like, okay, I'm at 54, 18, 54, 17, 54, like 16. And it's like, okay, yeah, we're the same. Just to make sure that like we're literally going at the same pace.
Yeah.
So now that like we're living together, like a lot of things are different now. Like we do cuddle with each other, we do tell each other that we love each other, and we have like little moments where we're like, oh, I'm so grateful for you, like thank you so much for doing this for me, I love you so much. But we don't really have deep talks like that anymore. I think the last time we had a deep talk was when we first moved into the house, and we were talking about like our financials and stuff, like okay, like what's our budget looking like, what are the things that we have to cut off, what are the things that like we have to sacrifice and stuff or be careful of. So I think that was like really the only time that we had like a deep conversation about what we need to do to uh not struggle so much.
Mhm.
But other than that, like a lot of times we don't have deep talks is because I feel like we don't have deep conversations like that anymore is because we show it through our
Mhm.
actions. I don't need to tell you that like I love you so much. You're everything to me. You're my world when like I would wake up before you and make breakfast for you so that when you wake up
Mhm.
there's food right there for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, like we talk a lot, right?
Mhm.
And we talk so much, but those are just some of the things that we don't really talk about anymore like that.
Yeah.
I mean, how was it like you with Zoo? Because like you guys been living together for a while now, but versus to do you guys still have deep talks?
Um here and there, yeah. I mean, even though like we still like of course we still have that like where we still like show our actions and stuff like that, but there are just points of times where like we're laying in bed and I would one of us would ask a question like they're like oh my god my computer's gonna die. So like there was a question where I was like, like we are getting older. Do you ever feel like you're afraid of death? Like those kind of questions, and then we end up getting really deep.
Oh.
Yeah, like it's not just about relationship and not always just about like something serious in your relationship.
Oh.
But like there are times where I question things because like I told to Zoo before and I have admitted to him before, I am afraid of death. I rather not die. I'd rather not grow old. I'd rather just stay at age 30 for the rest of my life and just keep living. And I don't think I can comprehend I can't imagine myself being in the shoes of his parents or our parents where we're that old. And so it's like there are conversations like these where we end up staying up all night because we're just so like into this conversation. That's why I was like, do you guys have those late night deep talks?
But you've always been that type of person though. You've always been more like sensitive to
Yeah.
those like topics and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, like I think like my attention span is short.
Yeah.
Yeah. My attention span is short. I get bored easily. I will talk about like something like about like his career path. Like, oh, like yeah, what do you want to do? I want to go to the military. I was like, oh, if that's what you want to do, that's all your dreams. Okay. Oh, by the way, what do you think of this? And he's like, oh yeah, I think that's cool. Oh, by the way, we need to shop for furnitures. Like my attention span, it doesn't latch on.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm kind of surprised at. Like, I mean, well, I'm not surprised that like our talk is going a lot longer than usual.
Yeah.
But as you can tell, like we were kind of like going everywhere, getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
And it's just my attention span.
Yeah, it really it really is your attention span. Like
Yeah.
okay,
Like
so
we're supposed to be talking about like weddings and like our ideas and stuff. We went from talking about our trip up there to talking about what my life is like now, getting married, and then we talked a little bit about what did we talk about?
I mean, we kind of went everywhere. Just, I mean, I know that we touched bases on a lot of like relationship things, not only necessarily just like you guys'
Yeah.
wedding, but yeah, this episode is supposed to be mainly about wedding bells and you guys' wedding. Yeah, but I mean, I
Yeah.
think it still kind of ties together because it's still mainly about relationships. So I guess it still works.
Yeah, no. My attention span loses really quickly, whereas Jake, he's like no, let's go back. I'm like, oh wait, why were we talking about that? But you know what? It's funny because Jake is also like that from time to time, where he's like, what were we talking about? I was like, I don't know. Why were we talking about this?
Yeah.
I don't know. So I mean, like, I mean, in a way, it keeps our relationship spontaneous and spicy.
Yeah.
Because he would ask me, honey, what was that one joke that you said? You just said it. And I was like, honey, I tell you all the time, my jokes is a one-time deal.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, like you're not gonna remember it.
Yeah, and then it'd be like a random day,
Yeah.
like weeks later, I'd be like, oh yeah, this was my joke.
Yeah. Like I remember Handsome, there was this time frame where she was gonna go through this era of like of just stupidness, okay? She doesn't like a lot of facade, like a lot of like scenario type things. So there would be times where she was like at one point she was like, "You think you're so funny? Tell your funniest joke." And I'm like, "Girl, you know me. I'm not a scripted person. Like I cannot do this." And then the roles will be switched, and I'll be like, "Tell me your funniest joke," And then it's just yeah, like I'm not a person who remembers jokes either. I probably can't even tell you a joke at all.
It has to come naturally.
Yeah. Yeah. If it doesn't come naturally, it's not that funny.
Yeah, no, because what was it? It was on St. Patty's Day.
Mhm.
Um before we went out, me and Jake had a lot of stuff to take care of, right? Because I knew that Caitlin was gonna be sleeping over, and we wanted to make sure the place was nice, and we cleaned up and mopped and all that stuff. I was like, this is the perfect day for us to go vacuum and clean our car, right? So we went to this like, it's funny because I was like, Jake, like our apartment complex, our community has like a car wash and car vacuum place, right? And it's free 99. But no, he wanted to go to a car wash place just to go hand wash it. Well, we have a hand wash thing over here ourselves. And so we were hand washing. Well, I didn't hand wash it, right? Because he washed my car for me. I just sat in the car, and then he was like, okay, you're done. Go to the vacuum cleaner. And he drove his car and like washed his car, right? So we drove 2 separate cars, but I didn't wash my car. He washed it for me. And I was vacuuming it, but their vacuum sucked so bad, right? And I was like, babe, they have the vacuum stuff back at the apartment complex. You just want to go and do there. He's like, okay, yeah, let's go. And the vacuum was so amazing, right? Like it sucked. The vacuum at the car wash, I was like sucking up the leaves and it wouldn't even go up. It would just like that, right? Yeah, it was really weak. And when we came back to the apartment complex and we were vacuuming the car, I was like, wow, this vacuum is so cool, right? And later on, I was like, I cannot believe like we wasted our time to go to the car wash place. Like next time we should just go there because the vacuum there sucked. And he's like, no, honey, the vacuum there did not suck. And I was like, what are you talking about? It did suck. And he was like, no, they didn't suck. And I was like, they sucked so bad. And he was like, honey, they didn't suck. And I was like, what are you talking about? They did suck so bad. And it's like, oh, like, no, because they didn't suck. Dude, you get it now?
Yeah,
I was like,
slow.
oh my gosh. Yeah, and my brain was like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was like, oh, that was a good one. It was so stupid. And it was like, ugh, so stupid. The jokes are like so stupid, but for some odd reason, they're hilarious.
Yeah.
At that moment, they are because like it doesn't sound that funny. You're like, okay.
I think that's just our sense of humor. Because some people would not find this funny, but
apparently you do.
Funny. Yeah.
No, because I'm remembering the moment because it was a very cute moment. And you're just like, okay, yeah.
No, because I understood the joke already the moment you were saying it.
Really? Oh my god, it took me a second.
I was like, wait, you're so slow because how did you not realize he was saying that?
Because like I was saying that no, babe, it sucked. Like it did not work well. It sucked. And that was my mindset. Like that was my like thought process. Like what are you talking about? It did suck. Like, are you going against me? Like, are you saying that I was wrong? Yeah. But no, he was trying to make a joke out of it, and yeah, I did not get it until 5 years later. But yeah, no, it was cute. It was a cute moment.
But anyways, I think we should wrap up the podcast.
Yeah.
So I do want to add in some intel. So we are planning on having a bunch of many different little series for our podcast. And I think maybe the next one we do would be a spooky podcast. What do you think?
I don't know because, you know, you already know out of the whole entire family, you know, including dad's side and mom's side, I'm the person that never experienced anything.
Yeah, but it could be like we could like read Reddit posts, we could share personal, we could watch scary things, we can
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, no, I mean, this is I mean, I'm just more of like the extra person. This is more like your type of ordeal and stuff. So yeah, I mean, let me know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely plan something out. I mean, it might not come out the next episode. It might be the next couple of episodes, but we'll figure out as we go. As I also added into my vlog too, that like this is just how it is right now because we are still trying to navigate and figure everything out too. So it's okay.
Yeah, and then also be aware, mindful that like we might not be able to do a podcast every single weekend or week just because, she is, we're both in school and I am also working a full-time job too. So like it's just a lot of life going on with ourselves too.
Mhm.
But we're gonna try our hardest to like stay up to date with this and
Yep.
post more. I think this was really fun.
Yeah, I think so too. I think um this was like
A
no.
trial and error.
Yeah. And that's how it is gonna be like for the longest time. Probably in the first year, because we're just trying to like figure shit out. So yeah.
Yeah, and then you know what we should also do then too, like when we do plan like vacation, because me and Jake are planning to do the Florida
Mhm.
cruise to the Bahamas and stuff
Yeah.
this year. We can definitely all meet up together and film our, POVs of that too. It would be really cool.
Yeah. It would be cute. Yep. And I could definitely see a podcast coming on the cruise.
Huh?
I can definitely see a
Oh
podcast happening on
yeah,
the
that would be
cruise.
so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but yeah, so I think we should just end it here. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope this was a good first episode. I mean everybody who knows us, I think you guys would like it. Everybody who is new, I hope you guys like it. Christmas, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, no, I mean, if you guys have anything that you guys want us to talk about, relationship wise, life advice wise, just kind of where we're at, or stories and stuff, definitely let us know.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Bye.